Their first La Liga title since Lionel Messi left. They can close the door on Messi now, say thank you very much to that era and look forward. Apart from the fact that their president has come out and said, with all due respect to Saudi Arabia, let's not forget, Messi is on a free in the summer. Barca is Barca. Barca is his home. Barca can compete with anyone. The history this club has and the feeling of our 400 million supporters, that's a lot, is so strong. Sid, it's the head against the heart, isn't it, here?
A little bit, yeah. We're in a position where everybody wants this to happen. I think there's very little doubt about that, given the other alternatives for Messi, given the situation of Barcelona. I think for Joan Laporta, this is emotionally a very, very important issue for him. Bear in mind that he knows that people see him not just as the president who was in power when Messi walked away, but given the way that Messi reacted, given the way that Messi's father reacted after the event, the president who's seen as being responsible for it as well, that he wasn't able to get things in place to be able to keep Messi there and maybe didn't manage it as well as he would like. So I think there's an emotional need for Joan Laporta as well as for Lionel Messi. The question mark now is, how do you do it? How do you convince La Liga that your plan, your economic viability plan, is sufficiently secure to be able to sign Lionel Messi, to be able to cover the financial impact of that? Now, as Laporta's already said in that quote that you read out a moment ago, a big part of that is, well, for a start, he's free. So you're not talking about a transfer fee. So then you've got to come to some sort of agreement about the salary. And that's where the issues will lie, and how far Messi's prepared to come down, how high Barcelona can go up. Because, of course, this isn't about them deciding whether or not they'll pay it. It's about the league letting them pay it or not. They have to make around about 200 million euros worth of reductions in terms of their salary mass to be able to get that salary limit down to be able to sign Messi. Now, that, of course, involves players being sold. Of course, it involves players leaving and their salaries being taken off the books. We have to factor in the fact that Piqué has retired and Antoine Griezmann has joined Atletico Madrid. That's worth around about 80 million just on those two players. So they're making steps towards it. The question mark is, can they reach that point? And can they reach that point in time? And how much of a sacrifice are both club and player going to make this happen? Because everybody would like it to happen. Now, that's before we even get on to the footballing side of this, Dan, as to whether or not this actually works.
Percentage chance, Sid?
I think there's a good chance that this happens, but I think it has to happen. Obviously, it has to happen with those other things put in place first. And I think that is a difficult fight. And let's see how that works out. Let's see who they manage to move on, how much money they manage to sell, whether they manage to convince La Liga. I think it's difficult, but I think everybody now is, at the very least, pushing in the same direction. Now, whether or not they get there, I have my doubts about, but I think there is a chance.
So you're suggesting it could be a long, drawn-out summer of me asking you percentage questions, Sid?
I think there's a 100% chance that you and me will get bored of this.
How dare you? I'm glad the dog didn't feature. Thank you very much, Sid.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.